Hello, Buffalo. Beautiful to be back here. Flew in from Clearwater, Florida today, and boy, are my arms killing me. Today, we are going to talk about retirement, but I'm going to have some jokes about it. And I'm not the best jokester. That's why I have Tony on the show, and I'm going to bring him in right now. There he is, Tony. Yes.
Yes, the comedy show. God bless you, Dan. Thanks for coming up with this concept.
Well, I knew that you were going to quit anytime soon or retire, as you might call it. But I wanted to keep you engaged. And I said to you, let's do a fun show. And you said it's kind of hard to do a fun show with you. But, you know,
I did not say that. Oh, my gosh, Dan. It's so easy to do a fun show with you. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit. Getting close here for the comedy episode. A little comedy, as I call it.
I did some prepping, Tony, as I do for every show, and you didn't, as you don't do for any show.
Show prep. So that is so overrated, Dan.
I have some funny comedy jokes, one-liners about retirement. What I'm hoping we do is people that are retiring will watch this, or that are going to a retirement party and don't know what to write in the darn card. Here, we'll give you some thoughts on what to write in a retiree's retirement card. That's what we'll call the show. What to write in a coworker's retirement card.
Okay.
So, without further ado, let's get this show started. Any heckling will be immediately ejected from the YouTube.
What do you call a person who's happy on Monday?
Retired. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
It picks up from here. In fact, we might as well just forget the quotes and talk about your ant problem. Dan has ants in his pants. Is the problem?
I had a little ant crawling on my microphone earlier. That was fun. All right, Tony. I don't know who Abe Lemons is. Do you know who Abe Lemons is?
No, that's a made up. That is the most made up
basketball
name
player.
ever.
I think he's a basketball player. NBA.
Lemons. No, Meadowlark Lemon was a basketball player. There's no Abe Lemons.
Oh, I don't know. You have to look it up. Do something while you're there. So he said the trouble with retirement is that you never get a day off.
I love it. We'll have to go easy on the rim shot, but yes, yeah, that's funny.
This one's for you, Tony. Life is short. Smile while you still have teeth.
Well, you still have teeth. Well, are we talking about the Jacksonville, Florida area or Upper P, the Upper Peninsula? Serious lack of teeth.
Says the guy that could shoot 30 feet of water from his front teeth in the pool.
Yeah, I can.
Can we zoom in on that? Can we zoom in on that? Let's zoom in. There it is.
That's a gap right there. That's the English heritage right there. That's some good teeth.
That's Michael Strahan, right? Is that his name?
That's a Strahan gap, is what they call that. I'm hoping mine's just a slightly smaller than Strahan's, but I got a gap between those two front teeth. Yeah, my teeth are okay, but I am British, so or I was, or my family was, my ancient, whatever.
1776. Yeah.
America's birthday. We celebrated it not long ago.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, you have a retirement gap to go with your teeth. So,
how would you fill, Dan? How would you fill this gap in retirement?
Social Security, man. Social Security maximization.
Yeah, the problem with filling this gap right now is dental insurance.
You won't be able to.
Medicare doesn't cover dental.
No, we did a show on that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Hey, let's not get too serious here.
What's the next quote?
I love this one. This is just, I find it hysterical. I can't wait to retire so I can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go drive around really slow and make everyone late for work. You know,
it says unknown, but I know I actually have been behind that person. So that's.
Isn't it Sunday drivers though? See, it wasn't. Yes. It was Sunday. Last Sunday, I was driving back, I believe, from a swim meet and going through St. Pete, and It was really someone. I mean, there was so many people driving
Let's
slow.
say church. You were driving back from church. Go ahead.
You know, the pool is my church, I guess.
Oh no.
So I said to myself, "Oh my God, these Sunday drivers!" And my son was like, "What does that mean?"
Oh.
And I said,
Well, he'll learn.
You got to learn." But is it true? I mean, do people just drive slower when you retired? Because I'm afraid of some of the people that drive that are older. They drive fast. They drive their age. Is the speed limit is their age? It's like, what's going on here?
Well, I think it's different in Florida. People may drive faster, seniors, but in certain parts of the country, seniors drive a lot slower. Try going to my hometown of Worthington, Minnesota, a little farm town in Minnesota. People drive slightly slower anyway, but then there's a lot of elderly folk there and seniors, which is great. But they do tend to drive slow. And Sundays, it is like somebody, honestly, I don't know. I know how that phrase came about. It's a stereotype, but it's true. People used to just drive around and look at things on Sunday after church. I remember my dad doing it in Worthington. Like, we're going to go drive past what's his name's place. He's putting an addition on. Let's see how that's coming. It's like, what?
Well, did your grandfather?
What?
I don't think your grandfather ever retired, right? So
no,
not really. Him getting up at 6 is like sleeping in, right? And then he's driving slow because he's driving a combine or a tractor of some sort, so he can't get up at 10 miles an hour anyway.
Right, right. But he still drives. He's 100 years old, Dan, and he still drives a car. And let's just say, if you got behind him, he does drive a little. He drives the speed limit, and sometimes slightly under.
That could be sometimes worse. Okay. Here's John Clements. I don't know who that is. Probably an author of some sort.
Jonathan Clements is an author, I believe.
Retirement is like a long vacation in Las Vegas. The goal is to enjoy it to the fullest, but not so fully that you run out of money.
That's a great one. That's actually right in line with what you do. That's what you help people achieve, is that fine balance.
We did a show. You and I did a show in Vegas. We were both in Vegas, and we recorded a show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, of course you did.
On purpose.
But it's recorded, so people can listen to it.
Oh,
I'll put it up there. You actually said that you did a little Shawshanking of money. You win some money, you stuck it in your pocket, and then if you did lose, at least you had the money in your pocket. So
yep.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if you enjoyed it to the fullest. I think you did. You just don't remember.
No, I've purposely forgotten that show, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I like this one, Tony. Retirement is what you do in between doctor appointments.
Now that I believe. Now that's a great one.
My father called me the other day. So he's new transplant to Florida, and he's like,
sure.
Telling me, okay, so I have to go. I saw this guy. Now I have to go here. The only one left I have. Well, actually, I have 1, 2. I got 3 more to go. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I have to see the cardiologist again, so that doesn't, And he's like, I still have to get to the eye doctor. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So, Dad, what are you doing Wednesday? I got a doctor's appointment. I mean, like, what is it? All day?
Yeah, that's his plan.
But he's been retired for 30 years already. So what?
Yeah, any day where there's one appointment, that's what they're doing that day. It's like, that's the day. They have to plan around it. That's it.
I have a quote just for you, Tony.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yep.
You can't retire from being great. Well,
there you go.
See,
yeah.
But what the funny part is, you don't need to put the sound effects because the audience knows that I'm being joking about it. Everyone knows.
I'm excited.
I will say you can't retire from being mean either. So there are people.
There you go.
You're like, oh my gosh, the coworker, I can't wait for them to retire so they can go be mean somewhere else. You don't really change too much when you retire.
Sure.
Speaking of that, I don't know who Robert Half is. I think isn't that a company?
Yep. Robert Half is a employment company, a temporary service, but he was the person that started it. Yeah.
Well, that's perfect because he said there are some who start their retirement long before they stop working. I'm not going to name names.
This guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So are you retired or you're semi-retired because you only work half the time that you're supposed to, right?
Oh, Dan, super hurtful.
Oh,
Super
man.
hurtful.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
that's sad.
I got a quote here, and I think people could use some of these in their cards for retirement. These are all fun. Some of them ring true. I like this one. I think it rings true. This one is from your neck of the woods, Tony.
Okay.
The cold tundra region. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. Vince Lombardi. So, this is a more
harder
serious
you work,
one.
the harder it is to surrender.
I
Wow.
find there's a lot of people that just can't retire. Not because they can't afford to, it's because they have a hard time letting go
Yeah.
of their employment. They've identified their lives as what they do. Their work is them. So,
Yeah, that's true. I think that a lot of people, yeah, they get so into it. The harder you work, the harder it is to give it up, right? That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, Lombardi champion,
some.
coach, but of course it's more about sports, and not giving up and all that. But I'm looking at it
Right.
when it comes to retirement. Some people should just give up, just call it a day. But they work so hard that they find it impossible because what happens, you go and you go and you go. And then when you stop, it's like, oh, well, what's my purpose? And then but
Right.
anyway,
Okay.
on the flip side of that, what do you got here, Tony?
It's better to live rich than to die rich. I
Indeed.
would agree 100. Samuel Johnson, by the way, had a number of great quotes. You know who always used to quote Samuel Johnson at the beginning of his books and articles, and sometimes at the end? The journalist Hunter S. Thompson, who's one of my favorites, quoted Samuel Johnson all the time. There's a bunch of great quotes, but that's one of my favorites. Is it's better to live rich than die rich. Now you can take that too far, right? I mean, you could. A lot of people say, "I want to work it so when I die, I have no money in my bank account."
Yeah, my last check will bounce.
Yeah, my last check will bounce. Which is, it's funny to say or fun to say, but realistically, so you have no loved ones. You don't have a wife or children or a husband. You don't have a spouse or children or grandchildren then that you care about.
I've never met anyone that's done it. I'd like to. I kind of would. I want to have a story to tell. I want one of my clients to spend every last dime. That would be great.
You want one?
I do.
I don't think that's good, Dan.
Believe it or not, a majority of my time with my clients is trying to get them to spend more money. It really is. It sounds ridiculous, but for some reason, people just like having money. And they could spend more. They won't run out. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't even have kids. They're just like, what are you holding on to this for? You're not gonna
also, I have bad posture and severe financial problems.
Right. Go get some new shoes to help the posture. It's not gonna, I think the Egyptians tried it. They tried to take the money with them. It didn't work. We all know. So anyway.
Now, the really funny thing is I'm a doctor.
All right.
So next one. You have to put off being young until you can retire.
There you go. I love it. I love that one. See, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know. That's good. That's good.
A good one. Unknown. See, one of these unknowns, you could just put your name on there, right?
I was going to, and then
Dan Wendell.
You know who will come down? The SEC will come down on me. Say, hey.
SEC.
Right.
I'm making those shirts that say SEC you later.
Yeah, right. They'll find some logic for me saying you're giving investment advice by putting your name on that. Well, no.
Yeah, right. Probably.
Here's a good one. We just did a show on pensions. You're retired. Goodbye tension. Hello pension. I like this one. I saw this one. I just grabbed a bunch of these from the internet. Who knows if your name's supposed to be there? Give me a call. I'll add it.
You're going to get a lot of calls from some crazies out there. I'll tell you that.
Goodbye tension.
Hey,
hello,
that's my
pension.
quote.
I really like that. I might adopt that. Put it on the website because I came up with the quote. Retiring successfully is all about increasing income and decreasing stress.
Yeah. See, that's a great one.
Increasing income, decreasing stress.
Yeah.
It helps to have more income The stress kind of melts away.
Right.
I think that's what it's saying here. Pension, we talked about it in the last show. If you haven't seen that show, watch it. I'll put it right up here.
Well, my line that I came up with, my quote is, the pension has gone the way of the pension.
Yes. If I had the sad trombone sound, I'd put it there, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Hurts my ears.
Crickets.
All right. Now, on to a couple of goodies. I saved these. George Burns. Gotta love him.
Love George Burns.
Retirement at 65 is ridiculous. When I was 65, I still had pimples.
He lived to be what, like 90
100,
years old?
100.
Yeah.
He lived to 100. In fact, he signed a
and he
lifetime contract.
And he smoked cigars like all the time.
Right. Yeah, he had a cigar in his pocket. I don't have one handy, but he had a cigar always, and he lived to 100. So
yeah,
the kids don't smoke. But he never
smoking's
inhaled.
not cool, kids.
He didn't inhale. So he signed a lifetime contract with Caesar's Palace to do comedy shows at 96.
Yeah. Little did they know they'd have to pay him for 6 years.
Here's what he said about retirement. People are always asking me when I'm going to retire. Why should I? I've got it two ways. I'm still making movies, and I'm a senior citizen, so I could see myself at half price. Senior discounts. On my newsletter this last month, my tip of the month, retirement tip, was just ask for a senior discount everywhere. I asked for a student discount when I got my tooth root canal, and they gave me $50. I think they felt bad for me. But I was like, hey, you got a student discount? And I laughed because I'm not a student, but it worked. But I like George Burns. He was in Oh God. Remember? He was before my time, obviously.
Yeah.
But I guess he was before everyone's time.
I remember the Oh God movies. They got worse. Yeah. They made like too many of them, but yeah, I think they made 3 or 4 of them.
I think it was just funny to see him as an old person. He was in his 80s, late 80s when he started that, I think.
Yep.
But he was 80s in 1970s, so
Yeah.
All right. This is more about what I think some of my brothers might be, or my father-in-law. I'm retired, but I work part-time as a pain in the butt.
I think I've seen that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty
good.
Or
a bumper sticker. That's a good one.
That's a good one for a grandfather to throw on there, Tony,
sure.
when you're ready. All right. Couple more, Tony. Couple more. There's going to be something for somebody in this show. Mm-hmm. When you're retired, you switch bosses from the one who hired you to the one who married you. Hey, I'm serious about this.
I know. Well, yeah, you are. I know you are. Before the show, who was yelling at you?
Yeah, right. My wife. Hey, what are you doing? So I will say this. One of the problems people have when they retire, my clients included, is all of a sudden they're like, wow, I know I married you 25 years ago, but, I liked it better when you were working.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've had men and women go back to work because they realize, well, if I stay home, my spouse is going to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever heard the term skiing in retirement, Tony? Skiing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Skiing, SKI, spending your kids' inheritance.
Yeah. My mom always said that.
Yeah?
When I retire, I'm going to spend your inheritance.
I'm going
Turns
skiing.
out my mom and dad spent it before they retired.
Right. They're still waiting on their inheritance.
Right? Some of it on me. I'll take my share of that blame, but yeah.
I know. Spending a kid's inheritance is a good one. We should get a T-shirt on that. SKI. I'm going skiing for retirement. Spending my kid's inheritance.
Ah, there you go. I
like it all
the
the time.
I like it.
I find most kids don't really care. They'd rather their parents are happy. In fact, if my dad said he's going skiing, I'd be like, go for it, Dad. Because then my inheritance will come quicker because he's going to be,
Oh, Dan, took an ugly turn there.
Oh, I know. I can't say jokes on the joke show, Tony, without you giving me a hard time making me the bad guy. All right, last one. And I'm going to make it a happy one.
Okay.
I'm going to make it a happy one. And who is better to do a happy quote than Mr. Rogers?
Oh, jeez.
Often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else.
Yes, I love that. That's less funny than it is just true. And that's exactly what retirement is. It's a new beginning. So many people view retirement as the end of something, but it's not. It's a new beginning, right?
It is. And I think people wait. They say, you know, I'm going to wait until I'm retired to do X, Y, and Z. And by the time they retire, they kind of lost that flame, or they don't have enough time, they say. So I think people, I don't like the idea of a retirement date, although it's what I do for a living, right? I help people retire.
Sure.
Retirement is really about being able to do what you want to do.
Right.
Without having someone tell you what to do, right? So
whether that's work part-time or get a different job or, you know, go back to school or golf every day. Yeah.
So we'll end it on Fred Rogers because, you know, retirement can be sad for some people who are leaving a job they love. So retirement can be the best thing in the world for people who leave a retirement that they hate. But either way, retirement is a new beginning. And I hopefully people don't look at it like a lot of people used to, and they look at it like George Burns, which is, I'm 96, I'm signing a lifetime contract with Caesar's Palace. What else could I do? Like you can't fault the guy. What a brilliant way to live, right?
He was funny. So yeah, that's good. And you even worked a Mr. Rogers quote in there. Now, I think we should end actually not quite as serious a note, and that's talking about your ant problem, which you view as serious, but I view as hilarious. So there's ants all over your desk today.
Well, yeah. So with all the rain in Florida, I got a little ant problem just popped up, and they marched right onto my microphone, and I didn't notice it until that. So now I have to head over to Home Depot and get some ant bait and deal with this.
Oh,
Dan! Dan!
Oh my God! I'm going to zoom in on you, Tony. We'll end the show on the biggest joke of all, Tony, as a co-host.
He's our man.
Before you start ruining the show and bringing your antics to it, Tony, I'm going to say, let's bring in the clowns. Send in the clowns. Have a great day, everybody.
All matters discussed in today's show are for informational purposes only.
This show is not investment advice.
Dan Riddle nor Dolphin Financial Group are affiliated or endorsed by any government agency.
Investment advisory services are offered through Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Florida.
Insurance products and services are offered through Dolphin Insurance, Inc.
Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc. and Dolphin Insurance, Inc. are affiliated companies doing businesses as Dolphin Financial Group.
You should talk to someone at Dolphin Financial Group before implementing any of these strategies or ideas.